All the artwork in the background.
Oh, thank you. It's like vintage Barbies.
Well, thanks for you're the first person who's actually wanted to talk in person. I've had just like email conversations with people,
Oh,
but
I hate typing. It's like I can't do it.
I know it's ridiculous. But
I'm scared the same way. Like I cannot do an interview if I have to type it myself.
that's fair enough. I like that. Right, should we just get straight into it? Can you see me?
Yeah. Yes, I have a pink bedroom. Yes, I'm very brown.
So can you sort of define sassiness? What's your definition of sassiness?
Ooh. Well, that's just very confident.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes me think of like a white girl at the mall. It's getting bangs, even though that doesn't work for your face shape. That's, challenge. Don't conform.
Don't conform. Non-conformity. I like that.
To it.
Do you think you're sassy then?
I think we should just call your magazine Tired. That's a little more on brand for me.
You just got back from tour, haven't you? Or you've been to?
Yeah, I just got back last night. I'm home
shit.
for one day.
Where are you going tomorrow?
I'm going to San Francisco. I'm doing my show in Ages 3 and Up in San Francisco all weekend.
Have you got a sassy story you can sort of share with us?
Thank you. Recently, I was talking about my show. I was talking about my YouTube series,
yeah.
And I was talking about possibly doing the YouTube series like in a more like a different way, but like with a different subject. And
which series is that? Which?
The YouTube series.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they were like, and for the video, they were like, well, what do you guys want to talk about? Because we want it to be something that you guys can make funny.
Yeah.
And then I said, I think we've proved in 40 episodes that we can make basically anything funny. And I couldn't believe that came out of my mouth. And I was like, wow, I'm really confident. Season 1, like 37 episodes, and then season 2, we're on to like episode 5 or 6 already.
Okay. Right, let's talk about your album then. Because I've been playing it to everyone, and people are like really surprised about like, I say, Trixie Mattel, like, okay, but they just don't expect that voice. And I love it.
Yeah. Oh wow, thank you very much. It's a great celebration with all the voice teachers I had who told me that I should pursue something else.
Fuck them. How did it come about then?
Has it been my first voice lesson in college? I sang a song, and the teacher sat down with me after the last like 20 minutes of the voice lesson.
Yeah.
She was like, "Are you good at anything else? Is there something else you think you might want to try?"
Wow.
Well, and then I grew up playing folk music, so the Barbie thing doesn't really match that, but
aesthetically, I think it looks good.
Well, yeah, I started to shift the Barbie thing to more like Barbie goes to Coachella and more of like 60s Barbie at a protest, kind of Dolly Parton imagery, and then I think it makes a little more sense.
What about the title? How did that come about?
Well, I actually, there are a lot of different reasons. I was really close to my grandparents, and I'm Native American, and my grandma's spirit animal was an owl.
Yeah.
And my grandpa taught me to play guitar on a hummingbird. So this is a hummingbird guitar.
Oh wow.
It has like little birds on it.
Oh, that is stunning.
And I wrote the album on this hummingbird, and I wrote the other part of the album on this guitar, which is a dove. It has like a dove on it.
That's gorgeous.
So since I wrote all the music on a hummingbird and a dove, two birds kind of make sense.
I love it.
And it made me think of Trixie, Brian. It's one story, one voice. But it's really like who you imagine singing the music is irrelevant because it's one human life story. It's the life experiences of me, Brian, but I wouldn't have these experiences if I wasn't traveling and doing drag. So it's and it kind of made me think of life. It made me think of like a power line with like two birds sitting on it. And it made me think like one bird's on it, the other one lands there, and then they spend an indeterminate amount of time together. It's 6 tracks, and then one of them is just the demo of one of the tracks that I recorded when I was home for Christmas. When I wrote this, I wrote the song "See My Man." I wrote it in like 15 minutes, and I really liked it. So I quick recorded it and sent it to my producer because we were already planning the other 5 songs on the album. And I said, I think we should add this one because it's a nice addition. And now I think it's my favorite track on the album. So.
Well, how did you go about selecting which tracks?
Well, I wrote about 13 pieces, and the album, I just thought, it was a gamble for me, because everybody knows me as a comedian and a drag queen, but nobody knows I was a musician. So I didn't know if it would pay off, I didn't know if people would even buy it, and then even if they bought it, would they like it? So I wanted to do something short because it was more like a little smaller introductory,
Snippet.
appetizer to music. And that way it didn't work. It's not like a 12-song failure. It's just a 6-song failure. Also, I think audiences have small attention spans, and I know how I feel when a record is like 15 songs. The tracks, I think, it only runs maybe 20 minutes, 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it tells a short narrative in those 17 minutes. And that way, if I liked the music and and the audience liked it, I could do a companion piece, like 6 more. I'll probably do like another half to the album.
Good. Exciting. What about the video?
I wasn't even going to do a video because I think they're kind of crazy and self-indulgent.
No, it's great.
Then I was talking with Bob the drag queen. He was like, you can't do music without a video. There's like no way to get people to pay attention to it if you don't make a video. So then I was listening to the song, and since everybody knew me as a drag queen, doing this song about not wanting to put on a dress is metaphorical. It can relate to anybody. It's about working too much, and it's about working so much that you actually feel like you're wasting your life because you don't have any human life to show for it other than work.
Yeah.
For me, it was a great track to kind of introduce people to because they already know that I dress up.
Mm-hmm.
But the music's not really about comedy or dressing up. It's about more like the life experience of somebody who travels doing that.
Yeah. Was it quite cathartic writing it, do you think?
Yeah, well, I wrote it all for my own reasons, for the fun of it.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me to record it. I just wrote it last summer for fun because I was very sad, and I was going through a breakup, and I was very overworked, burned out. I don't know why I was doing drag in the first place, and I was like, what am I doing? And then I was writing that music for my own experience, and then when I incorporated it into my stand-up show, Ages 3 and Up, there's a part in the middle of the show where I sing "I Know You All Over Again" in all this breakup comedy stand-up about relationships and breaking up, and then there's the sad song in the middle, and night after night, every audience, they were like, favorite part was the song. I'm like, your favorite part of the comedy was the sad song. And I guess with comedy and music, I found that the more true to life I am to myself, the more the audience enjoys it.
Have you ever heard of Desert Island Discs before? Like your 3 records you'll take with you if you're trapped in Desert Island. Yeah. What would be your 3?
Oh my God, the Emmylou Harris Anthology. Van Zandt live in Houston, Texas. It's recorded in a bar. Townes Van Zandt was this. Emmylou Harris is an amazing American folk songwriter, like incredible, right? And then Townes Van Zandt is oh my God, this Emmylou Harris song you have to hear. It's called Boulder to Birmingham, and I thought it was about Birmingham in the UK, but it's not. Because it talks about walking from Boulder to Birmingham, and I was always like, how is this fish walking across the ocean? There's more than one Birmingham.
Yeah.
And Townes Van Zandt, his whole album was recorded in one take live in Houston. And as a songwriter, he contributed some of his tracks from that album went on to become American folk standards that country musicians have covered over and over again. And he's a self-taught, Appalachian mountain person who sings and plays so uniquely because no one ever taught him anything. He kind of discovered music on his own. And I suppose the third one would be the Dolly Parton Ultimate Collection.
So who would be your dream duet?
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. I'm sure you could get her.
I'm not a huge fan of her, Wrecking Ball or Party in the USA, but she has country roots, and I think she has a really beautiful voice. If you haven't seen her, if you haven't YouTubed her singing Jolene or music, because my music is it's country, but it's has a younger, kind of more storyteller kind of vibe to it, and I think she would sound really good on it. I would my dream would be to quit drag and live in the woods somewhere, and then Miley Cyrus just pays me money for it.
On your tour, you say you have been singing some of the songs. Would you just do a musical tour?
It's like an embarrassment of riches. I'm already booked out through 2018, so the album's done really well, but I can't really schedule any tours for it.
Well, that's good. It's good and bad, isn't it?
I read a new show for this summer because I read a new show in the summer, and then I do it in Provincetown, Massachusetts all summer. So I'm writing my new show. My new show, Ages 3 and Up, was stand-up with a couple musics worked in. The new show is sort of like a concert with stand-up in between songs.
Like that. That's good.
The new show will feature a couple songs from the album. It'll feature some new songs. It'll feature some comedy songs. What's funny is I love doing comedy, but I don't really like comedy music. I'm always looking for a way to kind of bridge the gap. But then in drag, I look like a joke, like a funny-looking drag queen. So it's been a weird thing to kind of bridge the gap. Looking more like Barbie at Woodstock has really kind of made sense because the imagery, I'm like, I look like Malibu Barbie, but I'm holding a guitar that makes no sense. And then all of my guitars are super country-looking guitars too. So it's
easy.
It doesn't really make any sense.
I did want to ask you what in your photos. I can't even describe it. I'm illustrating you for this interview, and I've drawn this. I don't know, what is it? I don't really. It's like the thing you hold like that, and you're strumming it. I just don't know what it.
You don't really have it in the UK because it's an Appalachian folk instrument, but it's called an auto harp. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, mind blown. There we go.
So basically, it's like it's chromatic like a piano, meaning it's like every note.
Yep.
And then the buttons. It's sort of like playing guitar to me because you make the chords with your right hand and you play with this. But because it's like finger picks and so many strings, you can really like articulate.
Amazing. How did you learn to play all these instruments then? Where did that come from?
Well, I learned guitar. Growing up. My grandpa was a lifelong country singer and folk musician, so I learned at home at the kitchen table with my grandpa. Nobody else in my family is musical but us, so we would, a few nights a week sit at the table and he would drink like blackberry brandy, and it would be like school night, and we'd be up super late singing and playing. And then I played auto. I actually just picked up auto harp recently. I didn't know anybody who could play it. So I could never learn. And then when I did my album, I hired a girl to play it, and she was like, she's like, if you play guitar, you could learn it like so fast. And I picked up one, and it's like falling off a log. It's like easy guitar.
Easy guitar. Amazing.
So I'm only playing it for like little half a year maybe, but it feels like so close to guitar to me. It feels like the same.
Natural. Oh wow.
But it has a pretty like sparkly sound to it. Like on the album and I'll Wear Your Ring, you can hear it a lot, and it kind of has a really metallic like music box kind of sound to it.
Yeah.
That's why I really like it. It's pretty.
I have to listen to the album again and listen out for that. That's amazing. How did you get into drag, basically?
I never got a call back from my group interview at first. But no, I'm like the king of getting fired. I've been fired like 4 times in my life. And, but one of the times when I got fired, my only other option, I was already doing drag like part-time. And so I just had to like really dig in because I needed to make money. And, I found that with drag, the more I went into it, the more I got out of it. If I pushed myself, I would always make it back financially.
So makeup-wise, how has that evolved?
I was getting my theater degree, and it was like a great way to make money. As an actor, I'm just a normal-looking like white guy, but as Trixie Mattel, it was like only one Trixie Mattel, so doors really fly open.
How about the evolution of your makeup? So I actually haven't seen your season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Hands up. I've seen some stills, but your makeup's really different. So how has that evolved?
Well, I think on Drag Race, I was trying to hold back a little bit because I thought that like to win it, I would have to try to look more like normal. Which obviously wasn't the right mindset because in any performance art, people favor strong choices, and I think I was trying to like do well, so I thought I was trying to like look softer. And then when I lost Drag Race both times, I think I got like a personal vendetta where I was like, I'm gonna put on as much makeup as I can on my face. And for a while, my eyes were like this big. Yeah. It's a little more finely tuned now. But I've been traveling the world doing 3 to 4 to 5 drag shows a week for 3 years. So
wow,
it's just a lot of doing drag. It's really finely tuned.
Yeah, how do you look after yourself, and especially like your skin, and how do you stay healthy?
My skin is gorgeous. Obviously.
Pretty good.
But to me, I've worked as a makeup artist for a long time, so I wash my face really thoroughly. I take like 2 showers a day. I don't grow much face or body hair, so like the shaving's not really a problem. Yeah. I hope to someday be able to transition into. I want to be able to do comedy and music, and not have to always dress up. But I also really like dressing up because I think the look in theater, the hair, makeup, and costume should support the character. Yeah. And the kind of darker comedy I do is really supported by this bright, fun-looking child's toy kind of persona, because it's interesting for a kid's toy to kind of talk about adult things. Yeah. But not adult, like, who here wants to get bugs tonight? Adult, like, being sad and, like, breakups and realer things, like grittier comedy. I like comedy that almost doesn't seem like the audience isn't sure it's supposed to be laughing. You're supposed to be laughing. Yeah.
Where do you see drag in the next 10 years, and do you see yourself doing drag in 10 years' time?
Well, feel that I'd like to think that I wouldn't be able to do it forever, but look at like Lady Bunny and Coco Peru and people who I would consider like performance artists who happen to be drag queens. You know, they do a performance art and a persona that is drag, but it's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as the older you get, you only get funnier.
Yeah. More wisdom.
So I think if you're a comedian, I would assume the older you get, the better you are at what you do. Because comedy only gets richer the older you get, with more life experience and more performance experience. You know, Joan Rivers was probably funniest when she was really old compared to when she was younger. And I'm sure Don Rickles is even funnier now than he was when he was younger. Because you just get older and more embittered. But I see drag, I think drag is a little bit in trouble right now because it's a culture where people think that drag is just dressing up. Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of people are genuinely shocked and surprised when a drag queen can do anything but lip sync.
Yeah.
Because television and media has taught us that drag queens just look pretty and pretend to sing. But I think the drag queens who persevere and have a lifelong career are not just ornaments.
You talked about touring earlier. I just want to ask, where the hell do you put like all your wigs and costumes and stuff when you are on tour?
So I travel alone, and I always have a giant suitcase for just hair,
a
giant suitcase for costumes, makeup, and shoes, and a giant suitcase for merchandise. And then I also have my guitar.
Amazing. Is that any stuff ever got lost?
Oh yeah. Actually, the only thing that's really lost, one time Delta lost all my drag, and all I had was my guitar.
Oh, wow.
So I went out and did the show, just my guitar, did the same jokes, did it without drag, and the audience was very understanding. Because again, the music's beautiful, and the jokes are hilarious, and the drag is not the foundation of it. Yeah. So the audience still got an equally good show, just maybe, you know, close your eyes and imagine me in drag, you know. And then one time, Delta lost my guitar, and I had to go out and rent a guitar. But otherwise, I've gotten pretty lucky. Nothing's really gone missing.
Have you got like a go-to outfit when you're in drag, and do you have a go-to outfit kind of when you're not in drag?
Yeah, my go-to outfit out of drag would be like a western. I wear like a button-up flannel or a western shirt with like a baseball cap, and like black jeans and cowboy boots. That's like my go-to. And then in drag, let's say my go-to is like I like a comfortable, kind of flowy 60s sort of like Woodstock kind of hippie Barbie thing. Like I like really big hair.
Amazing.
And a really like thin, flowy kind of costume.
You were saying earlier about you had a breakup. Is it really difficult to like date someone then if you're sort of on tour? Do they understand the drag?
It's challenging because if they understand the drag, which is true, they, you know, a lot of times guys don't like it. It's weird. Or even if they do understand the drag, they either like it too much and they get too involved, like they have opinions on your work, or they want to talk about drag race. Or you're a performer, you're just such a monster, you're such a self-indulgent, self-driven, selfish, small business. Yeah. That it's hard to find somebody who doesn't think you're just a monster because all I do is sing, write music, write jokes, get in drag, do stuff like this on my phone, travel. So it's like I'm just very self-involved, but I just really, my number one commitment, number one reason to live is the artwork. So it's hard to find somebody who doesn't resent you for how driven you are, you know.
I get that. And who is your ideal man then?
My ideal man would be somebody who like knows drag but doesn't really care as much. They have to think I'm funny, but like, you know, not too funny. And somebody who gives me space to like to go home and be silent for 3 days. I'm a loner. That's my ideal guy. I'm very old-fashioned, so somebody who's also pretty old-fashioned.
Okay.
Like I'm a monogamist, and stuff like that is important to me.
Do you think you're a bit of a feminist then?
Oh my god, I'm a super mega feminist. I mean, to be a feminist, all you have to do is think that women are equal.
Yeah.
So I think everybody should be a feminist. I was reading this interview recently about feminism.
Yeah. And
Pharrell was quoted, and Pharrell's quote was, "Well, I'm not a woman, so I don't think I can be a feminist. But if I was, I definitely would be." Like, you really not even know what that means. Well, I think a lot of young women are impressed by drag because there's an impression on them because the world is telling them what it's like to be a woman, and drag queens make women feel like they can interpret womanhood in any way they want.
I don't know what over here we've got a lot of actual women doing drag. Do you sort of? There's a bit of an uproar in the UK about sort of stuff like that. What? Do you have an opinion on that?
Well, there's some really fabulous female drag queens. I just call them drag queens.
Yeah, because it's still the same, isn't it?
I love drag queens of all shapes and sizes. It doesn't even occur to me that it's a woman. It doesn't matter.
It's artistry, isn't it?
Like, I mean, to me, drag is so broad. I mean, don't you think Pee Wee Herman is sort of a drag queen? He uses costuming, changes his voice to bring life to a character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, where do you draw the line? We're all just dressing up and pretending.
You say you were in London, weren't you, touring? Did you go out much at all? Did you have any sort of? Did you do any sort of have a social side? Or was it all just?
I did One Idol at Heaven.
Oh wow! Okay.
Have you been to that?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, it's so fucking weird. It's like naked people stripping down to nudity. And then I did my stand-up show at the Backyard Comedy Club in London.
Is there a question you've always wanted to be asked?
Wow, that's a really good question. I think a lot of people think I'm depressed. I don't know why people think that. I get so many comments from fans and like letters that are all like, your openness about depression has really helped me with mine. I'm like, I'm negative,
But
but I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
I'm like, so happy. I'm like the happiest person ever. I'm not unhappy at all. So I don't know why so many people. I mean, I think it's because my comedy is all very dry, and I'm a little more of a realist.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not depressed. So
That's good.
also, I think that people think that I hate meet and greets. I don't like hugs, and then people interpret that as I don't like my fans just because I don't like hugs. So I don't know. Also, I don't smile in pictures. A lot of people think that I'm like unhappy because. But I'm sorry, if you do 100 meet and greets a day, you smile for an hour and a half straight, you're gonna lose your fucking mind.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
So it's a weird thing. It's a weird industry where like every other industry, like if you like a band, you go see the band, you go home. If you like a comedian, you go see the comedian, you go home. Drag is this weird industry where meeting them is like more important than seeing them perform. I have no idea why.
No. Wow.
Like I think drag needs to go back to like you show up, you do the show, and you go home.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you should. I feel that drag queens nowadays are way too responsible for who they are out of drag.
Yeah, I get that.
It's part of why I used to like drag because I get to be Trixie and then I get to go be my like quiet negative self. But like I hate feeling responsible for being positive and like if you like see me in the mall and chase me through the mall and then I'm not enthusiastic about being attacked.
You don't want to be
mad, just a human adult being. So just like I think that people think I'm depressed and upset with like I don't know. I just like to do the show and go home.
That's fair.
Feel bad about it.
That kind of leads into my next question. I was going to have you got anything you want to confess?
Well, I don't remember a lot of people when I meet them, but I'm really good with faces.
Yeah.
A lot of the time I say like, it's nice to see you, which can mean anything.
I like that. I might steal that.
When I meet someone, I'm like, it's great to see you. It can mean I've never met someone, or Vicky Box taught me that. She was like, if you don't think you remember them, say that because it can go either way.
I like
so
that.
I say that because I never know if I met someone before. Because then people get really shitty. They're like, we've met. I'm like, well, let's say on this tour. On this tour, I did 12 shows.
Yeah.
100 meet and greet a show. So in 2 weeks, I met and greeted 1,200 people. That's just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if I can't remember people, I'm like, I'm not person. I'm so not a fan of meet and greets. When I do a meet and greet, it's kind of like that scene in Precious when her dad's fucking her and she just kind of like leaves her body. That's me in a meet and greet. I just like astral project, black out for like an hour, and then I come back.
You come back.
But also, I want people to know I read every single letter I've given.
That's really good.
Yeah, and I don't read it in the moment. I usually take them and like take them home, and I here's some now that I'll read later. It gives me a good perspective on what it's like to watch my material. I know what I think of it, but it's fun to see why people like it. A lot of people, like I said, because they get depressed or they like the comedy because it's a little darker. It appeals to their kind of dry sense of humor.
Okay, well, one more question for you. All Stars 3, would you do it if you got asked?
I don't know.
You should.
I I already lost Drag Race twice. I'm like,
you got to.
Me, being an all-star is not about winning a reality TV show.
Yeah.
So going in the world, and, going and being an all-star.
Yeah. You're already an all-star.
I cashed a check from my residuals from American Horror Story. And I got emails about my sales of my music, and like that to me is being an all-star, going out and doing things, not winning a reality show. I mean, of course, I love Drag Race. But it's very stressful to be on it, and I don't want to lose again. I'd rather not compete than lose again.
Okay, that's a very honest answer. I like that. Okay, right.
Everybody else is like, I just want to redeem myself. Like, I already lost that shit twice. That's enough.